What's up, guys? My name is Lex. We're here at a new location for the vlog, West Palm Beach Kennel Club. This was actually the first place to open up after the quarantine lifted in May. So I played a couple hours here and the action is pretty good. We're gonna be playing 2-5, $500 cap. My goal for this video is to get 1,500 likes. So if you guys enjoy this video, hit the like button, get me closer to 15, helps out the channel a lot. All right, that's enough talking. That's enough with the intro. We're gonna get inside and hit the felt. Let's go. Here we go, guys. First hand, we have ace queen of clubs here. We make a 25 over a limp. The cutoff calls, button calls, and the limper ends up folding. So going three ways to the flop. Board comes out jack 8 for rainbow. We do not flop anything here except two overs and a backdoor straight draw. We're not going to be c-betting on this board. We check and it checks all the way through. Turn card offsuit 9 does give us a gut shot here to a 10. We check and the button ends up putting in a bet, $60. And with this price, we're just going to let our hand go. Next hand here, we have pocket aces, red aces, and we make it $20 from early position. The button ends up making the call. He is an action player at the table, so we're definitely happy with that. Going heads up here to the flop. The board is pretty nice here. Ace, jack, 4, 2 spades. We flop top set, and we want to bet on this board given the fact that there are some draws that can call us. If the board was ace, 8, deuce, rainbow, then we might be checking that top set, but given the fact that you can call us here with straight draws, some flush draws, jacks, and possibly even 4s, we put in a bet of $20, praying to get a call. He ends up folding, and we don't get any more money. We show the ace and the other ace, and scoop this little pot. Next hand, we raise to $20 in early position with pocket kings, small blind folds, and big blind folds. We get no action. Is that even legal? Somebody call the floor. In this hand, we raise to $20 with ace, 6 of hearts. Kind of a loose open here in the hijack, but we're playing six-handed. The cutoff makes the call and the small blind makes the call. Flop comes down 9, 9, 3, rainbow. We totally missed this board. Our ace high could be good. We don't have a backdoor flush draw, so we just check this one back. Turn card comes out the offsuit deuce. Now the small blind leads out for $35, and it's back on us. We decide to float here with our ace high. I think our ace high can be good a lot. He can be betting a lot of straight draws, flush draws, or total air balls. So we make the call, going heads up here to the river. Last card here is a 6, so we end up making a pair. He continues to bet for $75, and now he's pretty polarized. He's saying he has a 9 or basically nothing. I don't think he's betting even pocket 7s or pocket 8s for this sizing. So given the fact that we made a pair and some of the flush draws missed, we put in the call, and he shows 5, 6 offsuits. So we have him out kicked with our ace kicker and take down this pot. I'm not sure if he was bluffing or value betting, really don't know, but we can't really fold a hand that strong on the river. He's pretty polarized there, so we make the call and take it down. All right, here we have ace, king of clubs, premium holding here. We make it $20 in the cutoff. The button calls $20. Now the action's on the small blind, and he is tanking. It looks like he's about to put in a 3-bet, which he does. He ends up 3-betting up to $100. So let's say we were playing a game online or maybe a 5-10 tough game here. This would be happening a lot where the cutoff opens, button calls, and the small blind would be 3-betting a very wide range. However, in this game, there's really not much 3-betting going on, so I'm guessing he has a pretty good hand. With that being said, we do have ace-king suited. Not much we can do here. We asked to see a stack. He has about 450 behind, so it looks like it's all going in the middle. We raised to $700, putting pressure on his pocket 10s, pocket jacks. And you can see he looks visibly frustrated when he sees this, so that's good. We didn't get snap call, which means he does not have aces or kings, so it looks like he has either 10s, jacks, maybe queens, which if we could get a fold, that'd be great. If not, we'll flip for $500. That's fine with me. My opponent tanks here for about a minute and then ends up folding pocket jacks face up. I don't show my hand, but this is basically the best case scenario. Ace king versus pocket jacks. We take it down pre-flop, win about $120 here. I raised to $20 here with pocket 10s. The hijack makes a call and the small blind makes a call. Not too happy with how I played this hand, but I definitely wanted to put this one in the vlog. Dealer puts out Jack 9-5, 2 spades. We flop second pair here, backdoor spade draw. We check to the hijack, which is the same player we put all in with pocket jacks earlier, and he made the fold. He puts it a bet of $20. Small blind folds, and we make the call for $20. Given this price, super cheap. He could be betting with a lot of hands that we're beating, flush draws, straight draws, and maybe even 9x. So going heads up here to the turn. Turn card 7 of hearts does give us a gut shot now, and we double block the nuts, which would be 8-10. We check it to our opponent, who bets $85, and this is kind of a weird spot. I think I should definitely be folding this most of the time, but he could be trying to make a move since I did make a move on him just a couple hands before that. He bets small on the flop and now sizes up to $85 on the turn when the 7 hits, so I'm not quite sure what he's representing. I guess 2 pair like 9-7 or possibly a set of 9s. We make the call, going heads up here to the river. 4 of diamonds on the river. Now he basically snap bets $200. Big bet for this game, big bet for his stack. He only has about $100 left, and now we go into the tank. We look back at our hand, and we do have the 10 of spades, which is not a card that we want to have. We want him to have missed flush draws and straight draws that contain a 10, so that's not good for us. We beat all of his missed draws like ace 5 of spades, maybe king queen of spades, ace queen of spades, ace king of spades. Any of those hands are bricked out and they miss, but we are losing to all of his value hands, obviously, like pocket jacks, pocket 9s, or pocket 5s. I'm not sure if this opponent is willing to bet $200 on a stone cold bluff. Most players in this game are not willing to do that, so I think folding on the turn would have been the best option, but now that we're here on the river, I don't think we can call here for $200, just too big of a bet, so we end up making the tough fold. I never found out what he had, so I'm not sure if it's a good or bad fold. On to the next hand. We switch tables to what looks like a good action table. Button straddles to 10. We make it $30 in the small blind with queen 10 of clubs. The big blind calls, the middle position player calls, late position, and the button calls. So we're going 5 ways to the flop. As the OG vlogger Andrew Numi might say, the flop is pretty favorable. 8, 9, jack, 2 clubs. We flop the nut straight with a straight flush draw. We bet $55 into all these people, hoping for some action on this board. Our bet is pretty strong when we bet into all these people, but this board should definitely be connecting into our opponent's calling ranges, and it looks like it connected pretty well to the big blind. He puts in a raise of $175. We still have the nuts. This is what dreams are made of. This is why we did 2-a-days in the 110-degree heat. Shout out to one of my favorite movies, Friday Night Lights. All right, back to the hand. Now middle position player goes into the tank and starts thinking, could it get even better? Could he be calling? Could he be shoving? What's he going to do? He thinks for a while. While he's tanking, I have to put on my best I don't care and uninterested expression, but on the inside, I am praying for some more money in this pot. Middle position player has around $500, and the big blind has around $400. If middle position calls, I'm definitely going to be shoving here. If middle position folds, I still may shove, trying to get value from all 2 pairs or sets that the big blind may have. After thinking for about 2 minutes, middle position player ends up folding. Late position player folds. Now the big blind goes all in for $55. And now it's back on us. We decide to stick with the plan. We go all in ourselves. All in. To my surprise and obvious disappointment, the big blind ends up folding. I don't mind my shove there, trying to get max value from all of his sets or 2 pairs and possibly lower straights. I don't mind it. The button is all in for less, so we end up running the board out. Turn card queen, river is offsuit 4. I show my hand, and he shows 10 deuce offsuit, so I feel like we already won this pot, and I don't even realize that we end up chopping. Because the queen hit, now he has a straight as well, so we ended up flopping the nuts with a straight flush draw, and we chop. Alright guys, taking a little break here. Table 2, much better than table 1. We're picking up a lot of good premium hands pre-flop, but just aren't really connecting with the board too much and aren't really winning any big pots. We did flop the nut straight with the straight flush draw, as you guys saw, and ended up chopping, so that was pretty tilting. Nothing we can really do there. We got it in good, ended up chopping, so whatever, what can you do? The room is alright, decent action so far. Apparently their air conditioning is not working too well because it's like 80 degrees in there, pretty hot. It's even hotter outside, so I'm going to head back in there and hopefully we can run it up. All right, let's go. Back inside here, under the gun raises to 15. 10 deuce offsuit guy shoves all in for $57. And we have pocket queens. We call 57, trying to still play some hands in position against the under the gun player. He calls 57 as well. If we 4-bet and made it like 150, I think under the gun would most likely fold, which we don't want to happen. So we end up going 3 ways to the flop of 9-4-9, and under the gun checks to us. We bet $75 into a dry side pot. We are betting for protection against overcards like ace-king and ace-queen that he could have, and also trying to get some value against some of his smaller pairs. He ends up folding, so we're all in with our buddy with 10 deuce. I show the queens, and they are good. They end up holding up here, so we get some of our money back. Let's keep the good hands rolling on this new table and keep taking down these pots. Here we look down at ace-queen in the big blind. Under the gun straddles to 10. Late position player calls 10. Small blind calls 10. We bump it up to $65. Only the under the gun straddler makes the call, so going heads up here to the flop. Board is ace-10-8 rainbow. We flop top pair with second kicker. We check to our opponent. He's a very bluffy, spazzy player, expecting him to maybe bluff here with some of his hands that we could go into check call or possibly check raise. He ends up checking back. Turn card is the queen of clubs, giving us top 2 pair, but now putting a flush draw on board. We're going to put money in this pot ourselves. We bet 75 here, trying to get value from all sorts of hands that he can have. Gut shots, flush draws, pair plus straight draws. So we bet $75. He doesn't think too long and makes the call. I put him mostly on gut shot, straight draws, and club flush draws. So we're hoping for a brick river, which comes out 4 of hearts. The way the hand played out, he didn't show any aggression on the flop when we checked to him, and he just called on the turn, so he most likely has a draw, which he missed, so he's not going to call a bet, but he may bluff, so we check, and he does put in a bet of $200. Now we have to decide, do we want to call or shove all in? We decide to go with option number 2. We shove it all in there, trying to get him to call off here with any 2 pair or possibly even 1 pair. He has about $380 behind, so we're all in. Now he goes into the tank for just a little bit of time and ends up folding. I think we got max value here from our opponent. We checked to him on the flop, bet the turn, and then checked to induce the river for him to bluff, which he did. It looks like he didn't have much of a hand at all. He didn't think for too long on the river, so we ended up getting the max here with our ace-queen, top 2 pair. We raised to $20 under the gun. The cutoff makes the call, and the button makes the call. We have pocket aces here, going 3 ways. Of all the players at the table, I would say these 2 were probably one of the better ones at the table. The older man here in the cutoff was running like God, flopping straights and sets all over the place, playing pretty passive, not too aggressive. The button is the same player who here folded pocket jacks, and we called down with pocket 10s and ended up folding on the river. So a little backstory here. We're going to the flop. Flop comes out queen 5-5 rainbow, so pretty excellent flop here. We continue to bet. I see bet $30 here, which is what I would do with most of my range, such as queen X over pairs and even some under pairs. Also some suited connectors that have backdoor equity like 7-8 of clubs or jack 10 of spades, something like that. They both end up putting in the call for 30, so going here to the turn. 4 hearts on the turn, and we end up checking. It's a little concerning we get 2 callers on such a dry board, queen 5-5. Cutoff player, passive old man, puts in a bet of $50, and the button calls $50. I consider maybe check raising to get value from a queen, but it's a little fishy when they both call me on the flop, and now the passive old man bets and the button calls. It's not out of the question that they both have a queen, so I consider leading here on the river for a block size bet, depending on what the river is, and the river comes off offsuit deuce, so total brick, and we decide to block bet lead here, trying to get value from any queen, such as king queen, queen jack, ace queen. Not sure how I feel about this bet. I think sometimes I get a little bit too fancy play syndrome. I think just betting all the way down would be a better play, but now I'm most likely to get called by any queen. It looks like my hand just doesn't make any sense here, so the cutoff player goes into the tank and thinks for a little bit of time and ends up putting in the call, so that's good. I think he didn't raise on the river. Button thinks for a little bit and folds. Before I can even show my hand, cutoff shows 8-5 of spades for trips, so we are not winning this pot. I did have a bad feeling when they both called on the flop that one of them may had a 5, so I guess check calling on the river would be okay, but that just seems super weak to just check call down aces on a queen 5-5 board. But you can't win them all. Alright, so I make a lot of jokes about being on tilt, but it's actually a real thing. I definitely tilt pretty easily now. I'll lose a hand and I'll just be on tilt super quick. I'll be annoyed. if I make a bad call, make a bad play. So what I try to do is, the moment I feel myself being annoyed or angry about a hand, I just try to get up, take a break real quick. In the past, I've sat at the table and continued to play, and then maybe I lose another hand and I get even more on tilt, and then I end up punting off my whole stack or bluffing huge. So what I've really tried to do to focus on not doing that is right when I lose a hand and I'm on tilt, I just get up, take a break, go to the bathroom, get something to drink, walk around, get something to eat, whatever, and it really helps. So if you guys suffer with going on tilt or being annoyed about losing a hand, just take a break. The table will always be there. It's better to take a break and come back refreshed than be on tilt and punt off your whole stack. We are back after eating a pub sub. If you're from Florida, you definitely know what that means. We're going into the last hand of the night. 4 limpers to us. We raised to 30 with Jack 10 of diamonds on the button, and we end up getting 6 callers. So big multi-way pot here. Let's smash this board. Last hand of the night. With $210 already in the middle, the flop comes out ace 8-4 with 1 diamond. We flop basically nothing here. It checks all the way to us, and we're not going to be c-betting so multi-way, so we check it back. Turn card is a 9 of clubs, now giving us an open ender. The small blind leads out for $45. Big blind calls $45. If this was the 9 of diamonds and we picked up a flush draw and a straight draw, I would consider raising as a bluff. But now that we're getting such a great price, if it gets to us, we're definitely going to call. So the later position player ends up calling $45. So we're just going to call, try to hit one of our outs. We need a 7 or a queen. We do not get any help on the river. It's the 4 of diamonds, and all the players end up checking us. We're not going to be bluffing here, so we check this one back, and something kind of weird happens. Small blind shows 5-6 for 6 high. Big blind player folds, and I'll let you listen to what happens next. What you got? I got Jack high. Oh my God, no way. Holy shit. That's right, we went almost a $400 pot with Jack high. Running good here, our last hand of the night. No way. Alright guys, we're going to go over my March results here. The video you just watched was from a session I played on March 18th. Today is March 28th, so I'm editing the vlog that you just watched, and I'm going to go over my results, so I hope you guys enjoy this. So this month we profited $21,553, a huge month for us, an average hourly of $169 an hour, and this month we played 126 hours. So the sessions that I played here, you can see on March 2nd I had a $6,200 win. That's vlog number 8. Make sure to check that out. Followed by a $1,500 win the very next day at Hard Rock 510. We had our Texas trip of $770 profit in Dallas. You guys can watch those vlogs as well if you haven't. And then Hard Rock 510, $3,200 win. Definitely running good here at the Hard Rock. We don't really lose a session for the rest of the month. We have a big session here at Magic City, $2,200, followed by a big session at Hard Rock for $510, around $3,000 win, and some more sessions here at Magic City. We only had 1 losing day in the last 15 days of the month at Palm Beach, which will be vlog number 15. Here is the profit by location. You can see the hourly on the right, $290 at Hard Rock, $132 at Magic City, $34 at Texas Card House, and minus $2 at Palm Beach. We only have about 16 hours there on the month. So as you guys saw, crazy month. Hopefully we can keep the upswing going. I'm going to be coming out with videos every 1 to 2 weeks. Hope you guys enjoy this. All right, this time it's for real. I'll see ya.